doing? Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. How are y'all doing? I like to do a check-in. Y'all know I ain't been live, but yesterday and before then for a very long time. So we doing our check-ins again. How is everybody doing on this Monday evening? I hope you guys are doing wonderful, 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 y'all. Welcome in the building. Smash the like button as y'all come in the building. As you guys know, this situation with the Carmelo Anthony case has been crazy. It's been all over the place. It's been here, it's been there, it's been everywhere. And there's just a couple of key points that I want to point out tonight in this live because it's a lot going on, y'all. Let's just be for real, let's be honest. It's a lot going on in this case, right? And it's a lot of questions that a lot of people have. Now, shout out to Neek at Night and also Queen Sheba Darling. They've been boots on the ground at the trial. Me and Jamil are was planning to go to the trial, but they already said the trial is going to be basically probably possibly over by tomorrow. I mean, I don't know, but I do know that tomorrow is closing arguments and they may come in with the verdict by the end of tomorrow, possibly could be. I'm not sure. Hey Nita, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So, y'all, I don't know, but I do know that he's not gonna be guilty of murking um the Austin Medcap. I really believe, and I'm saying this because I got in contact with a lawyer, and when I got in contact with the Lord, hey, Bronze, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Okay, they're pushing. Hey, John, I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. How are you? D, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Okay, YouTube is pushing me. YouTube better make this video go viral. They better go make the video go viral. But y'all, I got in contact with the lawyer, and the lawyer said that more than likely, she believed that this trial with the charges, she said she more than like, and she's a defense attorney, I believe. She said more, hey, love it myself, how are you? Welcome. And she said that more than likely that and these are her words because I'm not no defense attorney. I'm just a content creator. I'm just the lounge, right? Thank you, Dee, for the gift. Thank you. I'm just a content creator. My degree is not even in journalism or anything like that. So I'm just a content creator that reacts, of course, to cases and different things. But anyway, she said that she believes in more than likely, and she was like high up there percentage wise, that they're going to not charge him with the M word, but they're going to dumb it down to manslaughter. So this was an attorney, and she's been an attorney for a long time. So she said that she believes more than likely that it's going to be all the way like the charges from Merkin is going to be brought down to manslaughter. And this is what a lot of people are saying. This is kind of what is like kind of going around about the charges, because they're saying like with murking somebody, that means you planned it. Like, I'm going to murk this person, I'm going to unalive this person today. That means like that's like a murder murking charge. If you plan it, you've been fighting with somebody, maybe had an altercation with whoever, and then you say, I'm gonna go, I'm about to go and unalive. That's like saying that like premeditated, and you know that you're gonna do it. So with the manslaughter charges, it's like if you like, people who get in car accidents, a lot of them people are charged with like manslaughter because they're not most of the times going, and because they may have been drinking. Remember that story not too long ago, that big case called and you guys can let me know what if you guys remember this case. It was a recent case. A young girl, she had unalived two boys by getting in a car accident, and then I think they made a video about it. I can't remember the name. I think it's called The Crash. I think I didn't even see it. I want to see it. But anyway, it's kind of like that type of situation for manslaughter. Whenever you're not intentionally, like, just something happens and then somebody becomes unalive for whatever reason, then that would be like a manslaughter charge. Bron says it's just crazy. It's like they wanted to see Mello get beat up. Yes, yes, beat up by two big twins. That's definitely yes, and that's what I'm saying too, because people are saying, well, just because he pushed Carmelo doesn't constitute him unaliving somebody. Let me tell y'all all something, and this is my own opinion. When you are in a situation, right? You don't know how you're going to react. Like I said, you could probably take a remote control, a cup, I mean, a chair, and use that to help fight off somebody. If you're fighting somebody, whatever, it can turn into a weapon, right? When you are in that situation, you don't know what you're going to do. Even if he had a pencil, even if he had a pen in that book bag, even if he had whatever in the book, even if he had a boot, even if he had an umbrella, you don't know what you're going to do when you are in that situation. So people can miss me with that. Well, it didn't constitute that. You don't know what it would have constituted. There's a lot of people in jail right now because they pretty much did the same thing, and not saying that they meant to go intentionally unalive somebody. It's just that they may had something that was used to unalive or harm somebody. But anyway, hey, my baby Jamil says salute to everybody in the chat. Welcome in, Jeff, welcome, Christopher, welcome in, everybody. So y'all, we're gonna just do reactions to a couple of videos. So there was a lot of stuff that was said. And another thing that I do want to point out today, like I said, shout out to Neek at Night, because she was there, boots on ground. And there's a lady named Sarah Fields who has been, thank you, loving myself for the gift. Thank you. Hey, Tracy. Let me see, Nita, loving myself, Jeffrey, welcome everybody in the building. But there was Neek at Night was getting basically harassed at uh the courthouse today, and she broke down, and I'm like, Neek at Night, I wish you wouldn't have broke down, boo. I wish I was there. Cause see, when people act nasty with you, all you have to do is tell them something funny or crazy, or maybe you might have to crash out on them, So you may have to crash out on them, but I would have told her, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, are you talking from the trash can? And then I would have turned back around. I would have been like, I did not know that trash can talk. And I would have turned back around and finished reporting. I wish I was there. But shout out to Nika at Night. We're gonna go over her video. And hey, Val, how are you? Welcome. Hey, don't need, wait, don't need, I think don't need, YG. Yeah, welcome everybody. But anyway, Nika at Night, she kind of, well, she said that this lady Sarah Fields, and she's on Facebook, and she's in that town of Frisco, and she's like harassing Nick at Night, and she was harassing what's her name, Queen Sheba Darling. But anyway, you have to just sometimes kill people with kindness, or just say something really funny, but like, and then turn and continue to do what you do. These people, they want you to crash out. People want you to crash out, to just to say, see, I told you so. I told you they're crazy. I told you. And this could be with anything or anybody, any situation, anywhere. It could be at the church, it could be at the school, it could be at the grocery store, it could be at work, wherever. It doesn't matter. But anyway, y'all, we are gonna get into it. Let me fix this up. We're gonna get into it because today the jury rests their case, and it's closing arguments time, and they said by tomorrow possibly they can come with a verdict. So y'all, let's check it out, and let's see what is going on, y'all. Let's check it out.
It took less than a day for the defense to rest its case in the track meet stabbing trial.
The jury has received instructions, and we expect closing arguments to start tomorrow. They'll decide whether Carmelo Anthony is
Let me
guilty.
back it up.
Senior crime and justice reporter Rebecca Lopez has been reporting from the Collin County Courthouse. Rebecca, what happened today and what can we expect moving forward?
Well, Cynthia, the most anticipated witness in this trial did not take the stand. There was a 3 hour break in this case this morning. And then abruptly, both sides, the defense and the prosecution, came in and rested their cases without the jury ever hearing from Carmelo Anthony. The final day of testimony ended not with that dramatic witness, but with silence. After nearly, again, that 3 hour break, attorneys returned to the courtroom and announced that they were resting their cases, bringing the evidence phase of the trial to a close. The defense rested without calling Carmelo Anthony to testify. Prosecutors also chose not to call Austin Metcalf's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, who had been listed as a potential witness. The decision to not call Anthony may have surprised some observers, but legal experts say the witness stand can be one of the most dangerous places in the courtroom, especially since Anthony is a teenager and was 17 when this incident took place.
Whether or not his story is perfect or not, as he walks through it with his own defense attorneys, when he gets cross examined by the prosecution, the question is, am I going to be able to hold up? Am I going to be able to keep it together? Is my story going to be able to still have the impact that it had when my own attorney was asking me questions? And if it can't, or if you're worried, or if you're scared, or if you're nervous, then you may have to make the decision that testifying in your own defense is not the right choice.
I think most court observers were a little bit surprised when everyone rested so quickly. Jobin, you were, my colleague Jobin Penniger was in the courtroom. Jobin, what was the atmosphere like at that moment when that happened?
Yeah, I mean, I think surprise is the perfect word. We've heard 3.5 full days of testimony, and then all of a sudden it just ends. And that's sometimes the way court works, right? There's a lot of hurry up and wait, and then everything happens so quickly. But I think there were some context clues that tells us that something was happening and a big decision was being made, whether it's who's testifying, in this case, Carmelo Anthony. We're hearing from Kayla. We saw Kayla Hayes. She was definitely distraught as she was walking back into the courtroom. We saw Andrew Anthony, Carmelo Anthony's father. His head was down the entire time. So clearly, a big decision had to be made by the defense.
This jury's going to be deliberating as soon as tomorrow afternoon. What happens if they don't reach a verdict?
Yeah, the judge said, pack a bag. You are going to be sequestered. And when you say sequestered,
Oh wow. So they said if they don't have I guess a verdict that they're gonna make them pack a bag and they're gonna be sequestered. So they're gonna put them, I guess, put them in a hotel until they find out until they get a verdict. I guess till they agree on a verdict. Wow. Okay, y'all, let's continue.
it's isolated. That means you're not going to be going home. We're gonna try to get you into a hotel so that you can come back in Thursday morning to figure this out.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, Wednesday morning.
Yeah, and of course, we will be here to bring you everything, and we will be live with the verdict. Talk to you.
All right, Rebecca and Jobin, thank you so much. And as we end,
Wow. So they said that they gotta pack a bag and they got to pack the spend a night bag and they gotta spend a night in a hotel if they don't have a verdict by then. But y'all, let's check out and get some information on how I feel about the trial a little bit, needless to say.
Two young boys, you didn't want, but you're basically going off of right and wrong.
Correct. Right or wrong. It doesn't matter if it was, two black boys, if it was two white boys, if it was a Asian or black boy, Asian and white. My thing is the main thing, of course they have to ask and get the whole synopsis, the whole story, gathered and told. But the main thing they're not saying is that the Metcalf twin pushed Carmelo. That's where it ensued. You
But they said it was a light push, that it wasn't even a.
doesn't matter if you
But you,
put a one in the chat. If somebody pushed you, would you push them back? Or would some kind of altercation ensue? Put a one in the chat. Because I believe this is exactly why all of this transpired as far as a physical part. And also, they're saying that possibly that maybe Carmelo, maybe that wasn't his knife. Maybe that was the boy's knife. We're not sure. I'm just hearing about that, but we'll check in with another content creator on that. But y'all, let's continue.
No, I think it's what they're saying. It did happen. A light push. It doesn't matter if it was a light push or if it was a bump. Go to Walmart, go to the mall, call somebody you know in prison, and ask them if somebody bumps into you, pushes you. Are they just gonna walk away? No, you're not going to.
Sweetheart, you can't call nobody in prison.
Oh. That was hilarious. Why'd you Bill have to bust me out like that? He's like, sweetheart, you can't call prison. You can't call. I mean, yes, you can. You can probably call to, relay some information, right? But anyway, this is what I'm saying, y'all. Let's just be for real. Let's be honest. No matter what color or what nationality you are, if you put your hands on somebody, you don't know what type of reaction that person's gonna look. Are they gonna slap you? Are they gonna punch you? Are they gonna hit you? Do they have a type of weapon? Are they gonna use anything on you? But you cannot say how a person is going to react in a situation. Like I said, there is so many people, even us, everybody in the building. Whenever you have a situation, you don't know how you're going to react. Even when it comes to, and rest in peace to that twin, but when it comes to the situation being like lethal, then it's like it's sad, but at the same time you should have kept your hands to yourself at the end of the day. I'm sorry. Just like the kids, when kids were kids, right? You teach the kids to keep their hands to themselves. You don't tell your kid to go just be going slapping and hitting and bullying people. Now, the way I was raised, if somebody puts their hand on you, you better fight back. You better beat their badonkadonk, right? But who's to say what they may have? I may have a cleat in my book bag. I may got like I said, a pen, pencil, a cup. You don't know. These kids come to school with all kind of stuff, and they be packing pow pows too. So you just can't say how somebody react, because everybody's reaction is going to be very different. But like I said, the situation is sad on both all ends, and I don't condone violence at all. But all I'm saying is, when the physical part happened, that twin Austin, he pushed Carmelo. And I'm sure Carmelo's family, we're all raised that if somebody pushes you or tries to fight, you fight back. Point blank. I'm sorry. But like I said, it's sad that the twin lost his life. But y'all, let's continue. Oh, let's continue. Let me get back. Let me get back on track. So shout out to JLR. JLR was there. JLR covers a lot of stories. And JLR was covering the story and caught the in the part and portion where there was a guy. I can't remember his name, but he's racist. And being that he's a racist, he was saying that he wants to hang Carmelo Anthony in a what. And that is very, very, that's just, terrible, ugly, nasty. Like I said, I couldn't believe it. But anyway, this guy, he was at the trial. So the Carmelo Anthony families, I don't know, I guess he's kind of like a what's it called? Like where they help you. I can't remember the name. But anyway, he came out and had to do a small little press conference because this guy, I can't remember his name, but they say he's a racist. And he was at the trial talking about hanging Carmelo Anthony. But y'all, let's listen to what the press conference has to say. Hey Chris. Chris, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Let me hold on. Let me like the super chat. Hold on, y'all. Um, why is that? Okay, there we go. Chris, okay, hold on. Let me Okay, Chris says, why do we go to places we not wanted? You know, it is what it is. We're not, no, nobody has jurisdiction over a 10. Even they were saying, even in the court, when the one of the boys testified, said it's kind of, they do go to other kids, that they go from tent to tent per se. So um, so I don't think that's a problem. I do not see it a problem, because who was Austin to be telling Carmelo that you need to get out of here? He's not the police. He's not a teacher. He wasn't even a grown adult. So who are you to tell me to get out of here? It's raining. The other kids are mingling here and there. So you're not the police. You're not a teacher. You're not nobody in authority. So who are you to be trying to tell me that I need to leave? I need to get out of here. I need to do this. I need to do that. Some people, they feel like they're entitled to do that. They feel like they are entitled to tell you what to do when they're not entitled to tell you what to do at that point in time. But y'all, let's continue and let's listen to this press conference. Oh, wait, hold on. Jim says dude stabbed an unarmed kid to death and ran away. He's cooked. Um, sir, do you not know that Trayvon Martin was unalived by Zimmerman, and Trayvon was unarmed? Do you know that the little boy that Chow shot and killed was unarmed? So miss me with that, okay? Okay, let's continue.
Talk again, Dave. Mic test 1 2, mic test 1 2, mic test 1 2.
So this guy right here, if you guys don't know, I don't know his name, but he is like a family, I guess, kind of like a consultant, I guess, for the Carmelo Anthony family. And he's like there to provide support and like assistance through this this situation. But let's see what he has to say.
Talk to me. Pick up my hands and go. You know, why?
I guess they're preparing, I guess, the audio for him.
It looks very good. They look very good. Okay, good.
All right, he's about to speak, y'all.
Yeah. Okay, well, good. Okay, take that. All right, I'm gonna try to read the statement. Just to start off, I'm Minister Dominic Alexander, President of the Next Generation Action Network. Um, our organization holds a responsibility to make sure that we continue to protect our democracy. When emotions is high and opinions is divided, over the last week, we have witnessed a growing tension outside of the court. What should be a peaceful environment where people should be able to exercise their First Amendment right has increasingly become a space where individuals appear more interested in creating conflict than respecting the judicial process. The Next Generation Action Network respects peaceful protest. We respect a peaceful assembly. We support the right for people to advocate, pray, speak, and stand for what they believe in. Those rights are fundamental to our democracy. But we do not support chaos. We do not support intimidation. We do not support threats. We do not support individuals who come here to sole purpose on provoking conflict and creating division. Our message for those supporting Carmelo Anthony is simple. Do not allow yourself to be baited in. Do not allow yourself to be pulled.
And see, this I believe, and this is just my opinion. This lady, what's her name? Sarah Fields. She is like on Facebook or whatever, but she is causing a lot of problems, a lot of misinformation, saying this, saying that, and she was basically harassing people over there at the courthouse. Now, a lot of people were being like very respectful, like JLR. He's a white man, he's a big YouTuber. He was going over to, the black folks. They were giving hugs and prayers and stuff like that. They hugged each other, they were praying, talking, chatting. People were out there saying that, we need to come together as a people and not just by different races, basically, and love each other, and stop all this hate and this racism stuff. But y'all, let's continue, because this is what basically I feel that he was talking about. And it doesn't matter what race you are. For me, you treat me how you want to treat somebody how you want to be treated, right? I go That's how I go off of. I don't go off because you black, Puerto Rican, gay, white, purple, you're a Muslim or whatever. I go off how you treat me. I don't discriminate against anybody. Why do I need to discriminate against somebody when we cut ourselves, we all bleed the same blood? And that's what this lady was basically saying. But y'all, let's continue.
To a confrontation that only serves the interest who wants you to turn this trial into a circus. Remain disciplined, remain peaceful, remain focused. This is what revolutionary peace requires. The world is watching this case. The nation is watching this case. How we conduct ourselves matters. We have seen the extremist rhetoric, hateful comments, individuals who have attempted to, to disrespect the legal process. We have seen behavior that has raised concerns among supporters and community in law enforcement agencies. There is no such place. There is no such place for this type of behavior. We even have saw the white nationalist Jake Long Lane come out here and say insinuatory threats to the life of Carmelo Anthony, to hang from a tree, and even to allude that Carmelo Anthony should be shot in the head. Our organization asks that the Collin County District Attorney's Office, as well as the Sheriff Department and the McKinney Police Department, open up a criminal investigation to those terroristic threats. There is no place for racism, bigotry, and white supremacy ideology in public discourse. What concerns me most is the disagreement is healthy in a democracy. What concerns me is he's normalizing hate. What concerns me is the attempt to use spirit intimidation to influence public opinion. I cannot speak for just the Anthony family, but I just want everybody to know. We are aware that there are individuals that come solely here. We even are aware of an individual that came 2 to 3 hours away just to start something. We know this is going on. And we ask that everyone who is out here exercising your First Amendment right to do it peacefully. There is a trial where a child's life is on the line. And we, the next generation action elder, continue to ask that you respect it. We called on this about a month before the trial started, letting the public know that there will be individuals that only goal is to create chaos. And it's imperative. We ask you to continue to remember that there is a family.
No, who said? Steven said the boys were put in control of the tent. No, they weren't put in control of nothing. But anyway, y'all, let's continue.
I know there's both sides. I'm not trying to get into all of that, but I ask you, for the sake of Carmelo Anthony and whoever you are out there for, do it in peace. Do it in revolutionary peace. And for the other side, they may not agree with me. But I'm not out here to create physical altercation or yet go back into banter with you. There's a trial, and our organization is asking that you respect.
Val says to steal what? They ain't got sugar honey iced tea. I know exactly. They were at a track meet. What do they have? Like some backpacks? Everybody has phones. Majority all children. I mean, it sounds like Frisco is like, mostly predominantly white, and then the people that are there are even like Carmelo's mother had a great job. She was a nurse. And the dad was a finance manager at a car dealership or something like that. So that seems like a great like area. Frisco doesn't seem like it's the hood, the ghetto, or anything like that. But I did hear that the Metcalf family, the dad wasn't in in the boys' lives, and the mother was basically taking care of them. And the dad, I don't know how true it is, but he liked to put hands, feet, and kettlebells like Diddy on on the mom. But I mean, I can't confirm or deny that. That's just what I've been hearing, along, my journey in all of this. But y'all, let's continue listening.
To ensure that this trial can go without interference. We know that the judge has put a lot of different precautions around this trial. And our organization has had to respect his decision. And we ask that everyone respect the decision. We know that people have traveled all across this country, and we thank you for that. But we remain to continue to ask you, do it in revolutionary peace. Do it as if your child was fighting for his life right now. Please, please. What we've seen, it seems like more attention has been given on what's going outside the court than what is going on in the court. And I have to say something. NGAN has been here from the beginning. We asked you to do it in peace. Karmelo asked you to do it in peace. Thank you. Any questions?
Wow. And I do believe in doing things peacefully. You don't have to act crazy. If somebody is yelling at you while you're at the trial, you just hit the ignore button. Or turn around and say something crazy. I didn't know the trash be speaking from the trash can and turn back around and finish reporting. That's what Nick at night should have did. I wish I was there with her because I would have showed up and showed out just to see and show them, you don't have to be really nasty. You just say a couple of words, just keep on moving like they ain't even there. But let's continue because what they're saying, this guy that he said that he seen the tape. It was clear. He said you could even see the raindrops. And he said that the Metcalf twins and two other boys had formed like I guess a circle, like a half a circle or a C or something around, and that they were basically like trying to do stuff to Carmelo. But Neek at night, she said the same thing today when she was reporting that the witness said on the stand today. This is why, I can't believe a lot of stuff that people say out here. Um, because I was at the Diddy trial, and a lot of stuff that was said like up till we went to the Diddy trial, it was like this is kind of questionable. But with this situation, what I'm trying to get to is that this guy, he said he's seen the tapes, and then hey, Sir King Kong, how are you? Welcome. I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. So what I'm trying to say is this guy, he was supposed to be like I don't know what he was supposed to be, I don't know, with the kids or something, I don't know what, but anyway, he said that he seen the tape, that the Metcalf boys and two other boys went and jumped. Thank you. Thank you. Light. Well, let me see. Thank you. Okay, Li, is that Lite? Thank you for the gift. Thank you. So when Nika Knight said that today, I was like, I really wonder if that tape is real. Is there a real tape that is clear and shows that the Metcalf boys and these other alleged two boys jumped Carmelo, and that's the reason why he did what he did, sad to say, but y'all, I gotta play it because I was like, this does kind of correlate back to what this guy said. Now, let me play this video because I'm like, this is what people are saying, that this man is lying, this, that, and the third. And he said this like last week. Nick at Night said today that one of the witnesses that went on the stand, was basically backing up. She didn't say that in when she was delivering, her report, but she was basically saying what this guy had said, like the same thing about how they surrounded Carmelo, like in a C shape or something shape. But I'm like, if he said that on the stand today, this guy said he's seen the clear footage of the altercation like last week. It makes you think that maybe he did see the tape. And also there's other like three or four other ladies that said they went to see the tape as well. But y'all, let's listen to this video. Let me pull it up. Cuz this guy says he's seen the tape. It was clear, but they're went and dug up records. They said this guy is the P to the D effer, and that he wasn't supposed to be around kids. And what courthouse did he go into, and all this other stuff. But listen to what he is saying, because what he is saying corroborated what Nick at Night said tonight. I mean, earlier today, about how they, kind of, got pulled up around him like a rap cipher. Hold on. So we're going to listen to this guy right here. Now, they're saying this guy, they did some history or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But listen to what he says, and then we're going to go to Nick at Night, and she corroborated with what the witness said on the stand this morning. So, y'all, let's play it.
Pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things. Okay. So watch those four. Here, there are four right there coming up. That's exactly what they say. Okay. And so you have no way to be confused that it's those four. Okay. So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so they actually did jump. Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin push, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same, so it's more than the twins that got some licks on four. So it showed that in the video. Yes, in the video. So again, you have Hunter and Austin standing in the middle. Okay. And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the dark boy here. I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while he was talking. kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag. Why? And then later on, he said that that Austin threw the bag. Okay. Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonized. And we under Texas law, I just have fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Right. Yeah, so you ain't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get into it here. But once they did that, they started hitting him. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out this, and they brought him back in. Okay. And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin putting the headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other kid was filming. They got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming. He looked directly at him in his camera. And then he went this way to the left. He went down. He fell. And that's when they realized he was gone. So they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around. They started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him. And that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all three of them were chasing. But Karmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach. And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Karmelo and the coach. And I can imagine because Karmelo was out of the camera on that moment that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting with you. He whipped his head around. You see him on the video, and that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him rendering aid and holding his heart, he never did that because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him, and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him because he was unwanted by your own definition of your word of him saying that leave me alone and I'm not going, you assaulted him. Period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually had. I have the emails prove it. But the actual Collin County one, you can see the webs and stuff on his eye. You can see the break in his nose is swollen. You can see the webs under his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited the one from Fox and kind of like airbrush it. And you see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out.
So what are y'all's thoughts on these videos?
Hold on, y'all. Let me back it. Let me back it back up. Let me back it back up. Let me back it back up. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Let me back it back up because I remember he said. Okay, hold on. I remember he said something about surrounding them like a rap cipher. Hold on. Okay.
What's going on with this Carmelo Anthony?
The other four went and they surrounded Carmelo. You know, if you're talking, and they showed it on that video. It's on the video. Okay, come on. You can see them. I'm gonna say them stuff. I'll put this way. Okay. They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this porter right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things. Okay. So watch those four. Here, there four right there coming up. That's exactly what they said. Okay. And so you have no way to be confused that it's those four. Okay. So they come up, they surround them. And this immediate moment of not even a few.
Did y'all just hear what he said? He said that they surrounded him. And I'm going to play that one more time before we go to Neek at Night because she got the testimony from the young boy that was on the stand, the witness, and he said the same thing. So let's wrap that back. Let's wrap it back.
Watching the video, pay attention to this porter right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things. Okay. So watch those four. Here, there are four right there coming up. That's exactly what they said. Okay. And so you have no way to be confused that it's those four. Okay. So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so they actually did jump him. Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin push, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But the same. So it's more than the twins that got some licks on for.
But what my whole thing is they surrounded him. Now let's go to Neek at Night because Neek at Night, she let me go to Neek at Night because Neek at Night, she reported that same thing. And if Nika Knight is reporting the same thing that he just said, there got to be a video. And I believe what she's saying and what that guy is saying could well, what Nika Knight is saying definitely is true. But what this guy is saying, that they're calling him all kind of names and stuff like that. But I don't care because that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying I'm saying the stories are like jiving on what is being said. So it makes me believe that there's another video out here and they trying to play crazy and act like they couldn't bring a 4K television into the courtroom because of the video being blurry. Like, oh, we don't have a 4K a TV to bring in here. No, because they didn't want you to see the 4K video and what really happened. Y'all, we gotta think. We gotta use our critical thinking skills. Yeah, that part. That part.
It's like 6-1 rewards program now.
Break what was on your stepping just that because I don't have a mic. So we are at
So this is Neek at Night. Shout out to Neek at Night. She went and she was reporting as soon as she came out of the courthouse, and this is today. So y'all see the guy, the young gentleman, he said they surrounded Karmelo basically like a rap cipher. They surrounded him. And let's see, Nika Knight says the same thing.
at the lunch break. Basically, what happened was they did 3 witnesses, and then after they did 3 witnesses, they decided that it would be better to break at 11 so that the rest of the day flows smoothly. And they told us to come back at 12:30. When I came out, I was talking to JLR Reports. He was covering footage on at the Diddy trial. Definitely go check that out. And I'll just get into the testimony that happened so far today. If you guys can hear me, I'm gonna try to project my voice loudly. But the first witness was a witness from Centennial. He was a friend of Karmelo on the track team. And he is a 17-year-old. I can't give his name because he's a minor. But he said that he spoke to the detectives that day and he went to the same track meet at the same time. And when he went to the track meet at the same time, he said that he was like bouncing around between soccer and track, so he was kind of like all over the place. And then they wanted to know like if he was on JV and if Carmelo was on varsity. And anyways, I'm gonna try not to pay attention.
See, this is where this girl, um, her name is Sarah Fields. She comes up and she starts to do some harassing stuff. But if you guys don't know, the Black Panthers were there trying to pull security for her while she's trying to do her reporting. So let's continue.
Thank y'all. So they wanted to know what mood Carmelo was in. Order. It's not. It's an order.
I know they're trying to tell me that I know.
I just listened to his podcast and
She was trying to degree, though.
okay.
Yeah.
We're not part of that. No, it's instant. And I just have like a podcast. Okay, so he wanted to know basically like how was it that day? He wanted to know like what was the mood and everything like that. He said like when they first got there, they warmed up, and then after they warmed up, then they went to like this soccer dugout. So I mean not the soccer dugout. They went to the dugout. Let me read where I was at.
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know. Y'all start moving around in a circle, so I start.
Don't worry about them.
Okay. All right. Um. Sorry. Let me find my spot real quick. Oh, okay. So they wanted to know basically what was the culture and what was like the usual things that they would do at track. Like they wanted to know like if it was usual for a student to talk to other teens and if that was like out of the norm. They wanted to know like if they saw other students talk to people who were from other schools, and they said that what was the difference between the culture of like football and what was the difference between the culture of track. And so he said like with football they kind of like start and it's like start to finish, but with track there's so many different events going on that they have like a lot of downtime. They're able to talk to students and everything like that. The guy was just taking my photo. Okay, interesting. You got 1,000 people that get a picture right now. Huh? You got 1,000 people looking at your picture right now. You got 1,001. Okay, so he's
And she reported so well. Like I said, shout out to Nika Knight. She is doing an awesome and phenomenal job reporting everything that is coming out of the courthouse because she's going in the courthouse every day, and then she'll come out and she'll report and do her portion. So shout out to Nika Knight. Boots on ground. She is doing her thing out there. But y'all, let's continue.
he, so it was like 2 to 3 of them, and they were going to the like baseball dugout. And then while they were at the baseball dugout, they were basically trying to hide out from the rain because it had started raining and they were trying to get away from the rain. So when the baseball coach came out and told them that they didn't have to, that they had to go from being there, he decided to walk somewhere else. And they went back to the field. It said that Coach Wooten told them to go warm up. He said the weather was rolling in. It looked like a big storm was coming. They go put their spikes on and start to warm up with a bunch of people, including Mello. He said he was on the 4x100 team on the field, and the rain had started to die down, and then it had started to pick up again. Wow.
So Nika Knight, for you guys that don't know, she's telling a story. I don't know why YouTube is not like pushing me, maybe because my title. But anyway, Nika Knight, she's telling a story as to like how it kind of all like kind of started with the altercation. But y'all, let's continue listening. Smash the like button, you guys.
We're out there. Then Mello heads to the bleachers. Saw him later on in the bleachers. So basically, he was kind of like setting up the stage where he said that he was on the field and then Mello was in the bleachers.
Thank you, James Brown, for the flower.
Like from the 40-yard line, observe where Mello was, and things like that. And so, like he said that he would like be looking over there and he noticed like some movement and stuff like that. So then they wanted to know, like, well, was there a time where you noticed Karmelo under the memorial tent? And he said that he noticed him under the memorial tent, closer to the top right. And then after that, he said he went to go test out his cleats because he had never did like a track meet before where rain was coming down. So he wanted to like test out his cleats and stuff. So then he said that underneath the tent that Mello was under,
Yeah, I think I am gonna do that, baby. I'm gonna end this and then come back, you guys. I'm gonna shut this down and I'm gonna come back, y'all. I'll be right back. Give me like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. I'll be back.